All right, we are back on the main road, going toward the city center of Gig Harbor. Hopefully I'm in the... Oh, I gotta be in that lane. Come on, little truck. During the holidays, before COVID, this is just a zoo, this area. Like, you don't want to come here. You can't find parking, traffic is horrible. You can see how different it is from Port Orchard, though. A lot busier. Some more of the shopping center across the highway. It's an older part. So we just crossed the nice trail they have. Cushman Trail, I think it's called. Goes from the Costco area shopping center all the way to the Tacoma Narrows Toll Plaza almost. You can actually get to the bridge sidewalk from it fairly easy. You have to get on a road for maybe 6 blocks, but that's not bad. So we are on Reed Drive Northwest. We're gonna go along the water now. One thing about Gig Harbor, I expected the waterfront to be nicer. For as many people here and the scenery and view they have, it's not very built up, really. Like, you would think there would be more restaurants, more hotels, you know, more condos, just a lot higher density for people to enjoy, you know. But you'll see when we drive through it, it's not that impressive in my opinion. So, we are taking a right on Soundview Drive. And hopefully the camera is picking up a little bit of the water off to the right. One of these days we will walk around here too. Well, depending on how well the camera picks it up. This is the part of Gig Harbor you want to live in if you want to see the water. And you have a lot of money. These houses, I don't think you could find a house facing the Sound for less than $1 million here. Too expensive for us. Even the houses back in the forest on the other side of the freeway are, you know, they're really pricey. And now we're right along the marina. Start to see some of the businesses. This intersection is kind of a pain with all the cars and people. There's a kayak store right there. I should check that out and see what types of ocean kayaks they have for sale. It's probably expensive here. Be good to find a place in Silverdale where rent for businesses is a lot cheaper and their clientele is not as rich. Definitely don't buy things in rich cities if you can help it, because it's always going to cost more. That's why we bought our truck in Kitsap County. I think we got a good deal. Like, we didn't go to, you know, any Seattle suburb or Tacoma suburb where everyone makes a lot more money and they're going to try and squeeze you more. When we bought our car in San Diego, I told the people, I said, I'm ready to drive to Arizona. I found a car at this price. I don't have a problem doing that. And I told them, I said, this is what I'm going to pay, and that's what we paid. Because I didn't have to buy a car, you know, there in the city. So you got to be tough with them. Let them know you can go elsewhere. Because they want your business more than you need theirs. Looks like there's a lot of free parking on the right along the water there, which I'm kind of surprised it's free. Hopefully I can figure out the back roads. Once I get to the main road going north, it'll be easy. It's just getting out of Gig Harbor. Following this work van, it looks like. Donkey Creek Park we just passed. Wonder why it's Donkey Creek. They definitely have some ultra modern houses in Gig Harbor. Comes with all the money. But there's some more restaurants over on this side of the bay. We haven't eaten at too many of them because they're just a little more expensive and fancier than we really want to go to. And it is harder to get parking too here, or you might have to pay.
Please say address, place of interest, intersection, or contact.
Place of interest.
Name the place of interest nearby, or say change location.
Southworth Ferry Terminal.
Pardon?
Southworth.
Okay, searching for Southworth nearby. I'm finding more than one match. Please select manually from the display. Guidance will start now. In 400 feet, turn left to Vernhardsen Street. Turn left to Vernhardsen Street.
It's trying to get me back on the highway. And I don't want to do that, so I went right. Hopefully she will reroute me. It's really scenic. Well, parts of this drive, the back roads, is very scenic. And we found a good place to kayak. You can even rent your own kayak.
In 1/4 mile, turn left.
Alright, looks like she has me on the road I want now. It's 15 miles.
In 500 feet, turn left to Crescent Valley Drive Northwest.
The sun's really coming out now. I hope this work van goes right.
Turn left to Crescent Valley Drive Northwest.
Oh, he must not be working today. Yeah, but stop sign. Because if he's not working today,
Proceed
maybe he's
7
going
miles
home.
on Crescent Valley
He's not
Drive
taking
Northwest.
the fast route. So we are on Crescent Valley Drive Northwest. The house I just passed has a giant yard on the right. It's a really nice, it looks like an old house, but I don't know if it actually is. Has the nice wraparound porch and everything. It's really neat. They had 2 giant snowmen they made in their giant yard. They must have kids. So this whole drive today is on the Kitsap Peninsula. So you have the Kitsap Peninsula, and the west of it you have, on the other side of the Hood Canal, you have the Olympic Peninsula. A lot of people just call it all the Olympic Peninsula, but the Kitsap Peninsula is different. I used to call it all the Olympic Peninsula. A mess going on there. Wow, snow is already starting to get deeper as we get away from Gig Harbor, going north. There's a lot of people have horses out here. If we ever like tore down our barn and built a new structure and put some fences up, like it would be perfect property to have. We could have animals. I don't really want animals. I do want to get rid of that barn someday though, and build a shop, you know, where we could park the RV inside and have a little work area. And I'm leaning toward a metal structure. I've heard you can get these prefab wooden garages though, and they basically truck in the walls and the roof, and they nail it all together in one day. That's after they pour the foundation or get the foundation ready, and that wouldn't be bad. Maybe I like how quick it is, and because they could make everything in a factory warehouse setting, I think it's a lot cheaper and easier because they're not outside in the elements, and they have all the supplies they need right right there. Just saves a lot of travel time for them too. So the speed limit is 35 on this road. Oh, there's an old abandoned house. Windows all boarded up. It's 1 o'clock right now. Should be home by 2. And I'll start processing these 3 videos. I usually always watch them first, just to make sure I don't need to edit anything. But I try and, you know, when I get the video, I try not to have to edit anything. You just watch what you say and watch what you point the camera at. And I've watched a lot of videos now. I can tell the people that do it like me and the people that highly edit it. The majority of people do it like this, you know. This way I don't have to have Adobe. I just use free software on Windows 10, and you have a lot less options, you know, than you do with the Premiere Pro and Adobe, but that's fine. Hopefully when we get to Port Orchard, it's sunny like this, so you can see the water good. It'd be nice to see stuff in the distance too. You can really see the Olympic Mountains good when it's on a sunny day down by the water in Port Orchard. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it might. I need to take our Christmas lights down finally. I didn't turn them on when it snowed. That was my plan. There was just too much snow, and all the outlets where I had hooked them in the yard were covered in snow. And they're all for weather, you know, to be outside. They're outdoor. But I didn't want to risk any shorts or, you know, anything being too wet. Because last year I had made some connectors, and one of them actually melted, you know, caught on fire, it looked like. That was out in the trees. You know, luckily I think it actually blew the circuit breaker in the garage that it was on, which is good, but I just decided I don't want to risk anything this year. Wasn't worth it. I haven't plugged them in since January, so I don't know the condition of all the cords outside on the ground. I basically took the timers and unplugged everything in January, and I've just had the outside extension cords and lights, you know, left them up, thinking I would plug them back in when it snowed. So next time it's dry, I will take them down finally. They work great. They're the professional lights that are supposed to last 15 years. Like, they're all sealed. You can't replace the light bulbs. When one burns out, they all still work the way they're made, because you can't replace them. So I've had some of them 2 years now. I'm very happy with them. I haven't had one of them break. Whereas the cheap ones broke after the first year. I've thrown most of those away. We have some that we use inside the house, and that's it for the cheap ones. Alright, so we are going to go down to by the water in a few miles and cross a little creek where you can sea kayak. It's the place you can rent sea kayaks to in the summer. So we have 10 more miles yet before we get to Southworth. So when we moved here, there was nothing for sale along this road. Even now, there's nothing for sale. I think the entire, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I saw an article. Entire Kitsap County, there's only 200 houses for sale. And that's with a county that has 300,000+ people. Like 200 houses, that's it for sale. That's crazy. The housing prices have sure went up though. They're still way cheaper than the Seattle Tacoma area though, or Gig Harbor. Okay, here we are by the water. So this is Olalla. I think there's a school here if you go straight, and a post office, maybe a little general store. There's not much. There's mainly just houses. And this is where you can see kayak on the left and then out on the right. And this little place on the right has pizza and beer, and they rent kayaks in the summer. So this road has a 5-ton weight limit.
In 1/4 of a mile, turn right.
Not sure why. Definitely wouldn't bring the RV on it.
In 500 feet, turn right to Banner Road Southeast.
I think we're on Banner Road Southeast. These houses here are really neat though, the view they have.
Turn right to Banner Road Southeast. In 400 feet, turn slight left to Banner Road Southeast.
Okay, yeah, so we're on Banner Road Southeast. This will take us all the way to
Turn slight left to Banner Road Southeast.
Sedgewick Road, where we'll take our right.
Proceed 6 miles on Banner Road Southeast.
It's really hilly in here too. Yeah, definitely don't bring your RV or trailer on this road. Or come from the other direction. So to the right is Prospect Point. We drove down there once thinking there was a park, and it's just a little community. Bunch of houses. It's kind of neat, but there's nothing there for public use. It's all private. Their driveway getting down, or their road I should say, is super steep. That's a neat color house right there on the right. It's like a aquamarine turquoise. It's like they just painted it. Oh, excuse me. That's a nice house on the right, their little complex. This is a neat little neighborhood right here. The views they have are amazing to the south. And they're way up on a hill here. Places like this, they just don't go up for sale very often. Like, I imagine when they do, they're super expensive. I mean, even our house, we don't have a view like that. But because we have some land, it's hard to find places for sale with land now. Alright, so we are pretty much going straight on this road now for 8 miles. Or no, 5 miles. The horses got their blankets on. It's 45 out now. Oh, here is a Anderson Point County Park right to the right there. We tried to do that once. So there's a little gravel parking lot at the end of the road, and you hike down to the water. It's pretty much just it's a short trail with just water access basically. It might be half a mile. It's really steep though. I mean, so we've never done it, haven't bothered to do it. They had a fire in their woods right there. That's too bad. Wow, I wonder how that started. Yeah, definitely more snow. This area is kind of spotty, unfortunately, with cell phone coverage. The truck is getting 3 out of 5 bars. I'm not sure what your phone would get. I haven't really tested the truck Wi-Fi yet. I need to bring my laptop out sometime, take it on a trip, and I should try and make a video as I'm driving. Like today, I could have stopped in the parking lot, processed the video, and then started uploading it while I'm driving. Actually, I should do that. That would be fun. It would be really neat. Put some videos up in almost real time. But if I ever wanted to live stream, I could do that. I'm kind of confused. I thought you needed to have a certain amount of subscribers to live stream, but the more I've looked into it, you just had to do something in your settings to enable it, and I did that. So I should try and live stream sometime if I'm able to. See, because that would be neat with the truck. Oh, the only problem is the GoPro doesn't live stream, so I can't do it. This is a big hill here. From the other side, you really see it. Like, if you live in this valley, you're definitely not getting cell phone service. Actually, I'm getting 2 bars in the truck, surprisingly. So I've noticed the new Toyota Tacomas and the new Chevy Colorados, they look a lot alike. I think the only difference is really the front grille. Like, if you look at it from the side, the bodies really look very similar. And the whole cab and everything from the outside. I imagine some of these people could see Mount Rainier. They're high enough up, and looking over the sound. I really wish, I think that would be awesome to have a house where you could see Mount Rainier, even from a distance, you know. It would be really neat. But we just go somewhere. There's a sheriff. Wow, there's a nice yard back there. Some nice houses for sure. And we, on our left now, is Banner Forest. Oh, speed limit's 45. I was doing 37. So Banner Forest, I made a video there. Hiking video. Probably been there 2 or 3 times since we moved here. I still need to do the northern part of the park trails and the far west side. I've done a lot of the east and the middle. It's actually a really fun park to hike in. You can mountain bike in it too. There's a lot of trails in it, and they all go all different directions. And they're not straight. Lots of turns. There's the sign for it on the left. This is our main parking lot, Banner Forest, Kitsap County Park. Looks like there's about 10 cars at that parking lot. It only holds about 15. So we have 3.5 miles and we will be in Southworth. I'll have to probably change the battery. Well, I don't know. If it's over half still, I will not have to change it. So I probably have 45 minutes of charge left yet by the time we get there. And it's shouldn't be more than a half-hour drive to get back to Port Orchard. If that, it could be 20 minutes.
In 1/3 of a mile, turn right.
Well, I could turn her off.
Route guidance is now finished.
So the Washington State Ferry from Southworth goes to Fauntleroy. And that's just south of West Seattle, basically. Like 5-10 miles, or probably 5 miles. And it stops at, some of the ferries stop in Vashon Island. Because Vashon Island is straight east of Southworth. We haven't been there yet. You can get to Vashon Island from Tacoma or Southworth here. So they have ferry access on the north and south side of the island. It's a pretty big island. And it has a lot of people living there. I wouldn't want to live there. It's really hard to get services, you know, because they have to get on a ferry to get there. Everything's more expensive. I mean, can you imagine trying to get a cement truck? So the school light is flashing and there's no school. I am going 25 though. Oh, there is school. So the teachers were in the back parking lot. There was not a car in the front parking lot. So I wonder if they are in session now. So I always slow down. If the light is flashing, I don't want to get a school zone ticket. So along here, again, not one house for sale when we moved here. And there's probably still none for sale. Because you're so close to the ferry terminal. Everyone wants to live, you know, as close as you can to the ferry terminal. Because your commute is shorter, you know. I think our house is a 10-minute drive, which isn't bad at all. To get, you know, so when the Kitsap County Fast Ferry starts in a few months, we'll be able to drive 10 minutes to get on the ferry. And the ferry ride is only like 22 minutes, so we could basically be in Seattle in 40-45 minutes from our house with the new fast ferry. It saves an hour from taking the Bremerton slow ferry, basically. Just driving to Bremerton and parking could take you 20-25 minutes. And then you have to wait. The slow ferry, you always want to get there early. So you wait 10-15 minutes. But the fast ferry from Southworth has 250 person capacity. It's fairly big, and because it's so big, there's no reservations required. Like on the Bremerton fast ferry, they have a reservation system, so it's not worth using because it's really hard to get reservations for one. Oh, 35. Yeah, there's some really neat houses on the right here by the water. This would be a really nice neighborhood to live in if you could find a place and afford it. So, I'm going to take you into the parking lot. We'll drive through the parking lot for the ferry real quick. It's ferry parking ride. It's $5 is all it costs to park there all day, which isn't bad at all. Huh, they got a few cars here. So it's not like the free parking ride lots, you know, where you can leave your car like all the time. You can see a ferry out there, maybe. This looks like it's docking at Vashon Island. But this is where the big ferry comes, and the little fast ferry will come here too. We're really looking forward to it. Like, Port Orchard should really start booming. It's already booming, but once that actually happens, people will be like, wow, I can get to Seattle in 45 minutes from Port Orchard. So we're going to take this ferry one of the days. Well, we'll take the fast ferry and the slow ferry. That's my goal. Take all the ferries, and I'll have a ferry playlist. So that's it for this video. We are next driving to Port Orchard via the waterfront road. So I will see you in the next video.